Hi guys, this is Sadik from Debugging.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to root Android 15 via Magisk patch init boot or the Boot.img file. So if your phone came with Android 12 or older version and has since received the Android 15 update, you will have to use the Boot.img file. On the other hand, if your phone came with Android 13 or higher version and has since received the Android 15 update, then you will have to use the init boot file. For example, the Pixel 6a which I am using came with Android 12. So for that, I'll use the Boot.img file. On the other hand, the Pixel 7, the Pixel 8, the OnePlus 11, OnePlus 12, Xiaomi 13, all such phones came with Android 13 or higher version. And in those cases, I will have to use the init Boot.img file. So keep this point in mind. Although it's not universal, but in most cases, this is the rule. There might be a few exceptional phones out there that might not follow this rule. But in most cases, this is the rule only, that if your phone came with Android 12 or older OS, you have to use the Boot.img. And if it came with Android 13 or higher OS, you have to use the init Boot.img file. So keeping that in mind, please take a backup of all the data on your phone, and then let's get started. First and foremost, you will have to install Android SDK platform tools. So get it from my guide and extract them onto your PC. You could extract them anywhere you want. In my case, I've done the extraction in C drive, and these are the files of platform tools as you could see from here. Next up, you will now have to enable USB debugging and OEM unlocking. USB debugging is required to type in ADB commands, whereas OEM unlocking is required to unlock the bootloader on your phone. So let's now enable both these toggles. So as for that, you have to go to the settings menu, and from there go to about phone and tap on build number 7 times. You will get a prompt that you are now a developer. So go back, go to system, and you should now see developer option. Go there and enable the toggle next to USB debugging as well as OEM unlocking. So this is OEM unlocking and then USB debugging as well. You will get a prompt on your phone. Tap on OK. You might get an RC key prompt as well. In that case, tap on allow. And with this, debugging is now enabled. So let's verify the debugging connection as well. For that, go to platform tool folder address bar. Type in CMD and hit enter. This will launch the command prompt window inside platform tools. Now type in ADB devices and make sure that you're getting a serial ID. If you're not getting any ID, then unplug and replug your phone from the PC. Disable and re-enable USB debugging. Tap on revoke USB debugging. Use the official cable that came with your phone and use the USB 2.0 port on your PC. So carry out this USB tweaks and make sure that you're getting an ID. Once you're getting this ID, your next course of action is to unlock the bootloader on your phone. Do note that doing so will wipe off all the data and it might make the warranty null and void as well. If that's well and good, you could refer to my guide and the video and get this job done. On most phones, you just have to boot your phone to Fastboot mode and then use the Fastboot flashing unlock command. Whereas in case of Xiaomi, Poco and Redmi, you will have to use the Mi unlock tool to get this job done. I have made a separate guide and all the phones have been shown here. So you could refer to your phone and get this job done as well. Apart from that, your next course of action is now to extract the stock boot or the init boot file. So as I told you already, if your phone came with Android 12 or older version, you will have to use the Boot.img. On the other hand, if it came with Android 13 or higher version, you will have to use the init Boot.img file. So regarding that, you could verify. Okay, one more thing. You will also have to download the same firmware which is currently installed onto your phone. So you could verify the same by going to the settings menu, then go to about phone and check out the build number. Make sure to download the same firmware which correspond to this build number. This is extremely important. So it should be of the same version as well as the same region as well. The same country or region to which you belong. So make sure that the firmware is the same which correspond to this build number. So once you have got the firmware, you will now have to extract it and then get hold of the boot file or the init boot file. In case of Pixels, the Pixel phone, the firmware is just a zip file. You could simply extract it. Upon extraction, you will get a couple of folders. Inside that folder, you will get an image file. Extract that image folder and you will get then all the IMG file. From here, you may copy the boot or the init boot file. In case of Xiaomi as well, you get the firmware in the .tgz format. So you may use the 7-zip software to extract. Then you will get a .tar format. Again, use the 7-zip to extract .tar, and then you will get a Fastboot ROM. And inside that Fastboot ROM, you could then get hold of the Boot.img or the init Boot.img file inside the images folder. You could then get hold of the file. Then if you talk about the Oppo, Realme and OnePlus, they usually have the firmware in the payload.bin file. So in that case, you'll have to use a tool known as Fastboot Enhance. So first off, download the firmware and extract it. Then you will get the payload bin file. Place the bin file inside Fastboot Enhance. Now launch the Fastboot Enhance tool. Then go to the payload dumper tab, click on browse and select the bin file and click on open. It will load the firmware. Now click on partition and select the boot or the init boot file depending on the requirement and checkmark allow incremental. Then click on extract image and choose the location. It will now extract the image file and you will get that boot or the init boot file. So for instance, let me show you. We have got the boot file from here. It's the Boot.img file. So these were some of the OEMs on which you could extract and get hold of the boot or the init boot file. If you want to know of any other OEMs, do let me know in the comments and I will make you aware of the same as well. So I've listed out all the steps for all the firmware as well. You could refer to my guides and get this job done. Once you have got the firmware file and the Boot.img or the init Boot.img file, you will have to transfer the file inside onto your phone. So let's do that as well. Just a minute, let me first get hold of the firmware file. So let me show you. Currently I am using the firmware whose version number is AP31240119.016, and as you could see, it's the exact same firmware. So make sure that the build number corresponds to the firmware. Once that's well and good, copy the boot file or the init boot file and then place the file inside the platform folder on your PC, or rather place the file directly onto your phone. That will be an easier task. So place the file onto your phone, and once that is done, let's now move ahead with the next step. So now you will have to get hold of the Magisk APK file. You may refer to my guide from here and then get hold of the Magisk APK. At the time of recording, the Magisk version 27 is the latest build. So simply go here and you may now get hold of the Magisk APK for the latest version. Likewise, I have also given the changelog. If you want, you may go through the changelog as well or get hold of the direct APK file. Once you have got the Magisk APK, transfer it onto your phone as well. So as of now, on your phone, you should have the Magisk APK file as well as the Boot.img or the init Boot.img file. Once you have got both these files, let's now move on with the next step. So first and foremost, you'll have to install the Magisk APK file. So regarding this, if you are on Android 15 DP1, so let me show you. Currently, I am on that version itself. It's the first developer build of Android 15, and as a result of which, there are a few bugs and issues. So one of the most noticeable bug is the fact that you will not be able to sideload and install APK files. So for instance, if I want to install the Magisk APK, let me show you that, or any APK for that matter, I will not be able to install the APK file. This is only happening in the DP1 build. It might happen that the issue should be fixed in the DP2 or the beta and stable build. But as of now, at the time of recording, I'm using the latest DP1 build, and in that build, you will not be able to install the APK file. So for that, you will have to use the ADB method to install the APK file. Let me show you how that could be done. So copy the Magisk APK file and place the file inside the platform folder on your PC. This method is only required for those who are unable to install the APK file from their phone. And so now, once you have done the transfer, rename it to something shorter. So let's just rename it to, let's say, M, and let's now install the APK file. So type in ADB install m.apk and hit enter, and it will now install the Magisk APK file onto our phone. It will take only a few seconds. So as you could see, we have now got the Magisk APK file onto our phone. So let's now move ahead with the next step. So now you will have to patch the boot or the init boot file onto your phone. So launch the Magisk app, then tap on install next to Magisk and select and patch a file. Now choose the Boot.img or the init Boot.img file which you have extracted from the firmware. Again, make sure it's the same firmware which is installed onto your phone. So select the file. In my case, I'm using the Boot.img file. Select it and tap on let's go. It will now patch the file and place the file inside the downloads folder. So let's now access the downloads folder of our phone. So let me go there once again and access it. So this is the download folder and we have got the Magisk patch file. So copy the patch file and paste it inside the platform folder on your PC. So let's paste the file here. Once you have got this file, you will now have to boot your phone to fastboot mode. So open CMD window and type in ADB, reboot, bootloader and hit enter. And your phone will now reboot into the fastboot mode. It will take up to around 5 to 10 seconds. So let's just wait for that to happen. And then we'll move ahead with the next step. Do keep in mind that this fastboot screen might vary depending on the phone that you are using. So with that said, let's now verify the fastboot connection as well. So type in fastboot devices and make sure that you're getting a serial ID. If you're not getting any ID, then you'll have to install fastboot drivers on your PC. So make sure to install the drivers. Once you have installed the drivers, right click on the Windows icon and select Device Manager. Then expand the Android phone section and make sure that your phone is being shown as Android bootloader interface. So this as well as the serial ID next to fastboot signify that the PC is able to read the phone in fastboot mode, and we are now good to go ahead. Now comes the most important part. So if your phone came with Android 12 or older version, in other words, if you are using the Boot.img file, then you will have to follow the step 7a. On the other hand, if your phone came with Android 13 or higher version and you are using the initboot file, then you will have to use the step 7b. So as of now, I am using the Boot.img file. So I'll first show you the step 7a. So there is also one major benefit of using the Boot.img file, which is the fact that you could also temporarily boot your phone via the patch file and then check if everything is working or not. And if everything is working well and good, you could then permanently flash the file as well. However, that is not the case with the initboot file. In case of initboot, you don't have the option to temporarily boot. Instead, you could only permanently flash the file onto your phone. So with that said, let's now first try out the step 7a for those phones which came with Android 12 or older OS. So first and foremost, we will boot our phone to the Magisk patch. Please don't flash the file directly, because if something is wrong with the patch file, then your phone might end up in a soft brick or a boot loop state. So just to be clear, we'll first temporarily boot our phone. So let's rename the file to something shorter. Let's rename it to Magisk MP, where MP stands for Magisk patch, and the complete name becomes Magisk patch.img. And let's now boot our phone using this file. So type in fastboot bootmp.img, and our phone will now temporarily boot using this patch.img file, and it will take a few seconds. Since we have used the boot command instead of the flash command, you will now obtain root just for the first time usage. Upon a subsequent boot, the root will be gone. So once your phone boots up, we will now have to make the root stay permanent as well. So I'll show you how to make that. Let's first wait for the phone to boot up. And now let's unlock my phone and launch the Magisk app. So launch the Magisk app, and if you get a prompt right now, please hit the cancel button, because as of now, we don't want to do additional setup. We will do that later on in the stage. As of now, just tap on cancel. Rather, tap on install next to Magisk. So as of now, you could see we have installed the Magisk, but this is just for the first time. From the subsequent boot up, it will be gone. So tap on install next to Magisk and select direct install recommended, and now tap on let's go. Magisk will now patch and flash the Boot.img file, and with this we have now obtained permanent root. And now you will tap on the reboot button, and with this the root stands successful. So this time around the root has been obtained, and now if Magisk asks for reboot, then you will tap on yes or OK, and then it will carry out the additional setup. If you have used the fastboot boot command, and then if Magisk is asking for additional setup, in that point in time, tap on no or cancel and go ahead and do a direct install. After doing a direct install, you may then do a direct install, and then you may select the Magisk additional setup prompt. So now that we have done a direct install, we will launch the Magisk app, and it will again ask for the direct install. So if it asks now, you may tap on OK. If it does not ask, well and good, we have obtained root permanently. So with this, we have obtained root. Let's verify the same. So for that, let me use an app and show you the result as well. Or let's round off this video, and then I'll show you for the users who are using the initboot file. So in case they have to use the step 7b. So again, make sure you have placed the patch boot file inside the platform tool folder and rename the file to mp.img. After that, as opposed to the Boot.img, you cannot use the temporarily boot method. Instead, you have to use the flash command and flash the initboot file to the initboot partition. So use the fastboot flash initboot and the name of the file, which in our case will be mp.img. So the command will be fastboot slash initboot mp.img. This will be the command. Let me show you one, since our file name is mp. So this will be the command, and as I have told you, as opposed to the Boot.img method, in the Boot.img, as you could see from here, in the Boot.img we have the option to first use the fastboot boot command, and if it's working well and good, we then use the direct install. But that is not the case. In case of initboot, you will only have to do the direct flashing. You cannot use the boot command in case of initboot. So with this, use this command and it will flash the initboot. Once that is done, you may use the fastboot reboot command and your phone will boot to the OS. If this command does not work, then you may use these two commands to manually write the slots, and then the patch initboot will be flashed to both the initboot A and the initboot B slots. So you may also use this manual command to get the job done, and then use the fastboot reboot method command, and your phone will then boot to the OS. So with that said, let's now verify the root as well. So for that, let me use an app. So let's use the Termux app. This is the Termux app, and as I have told you, currently I cannot install the app via Play Store via side loading. So let me use the ADB method. Let me rename the app to Termux, and let's now try and install this app via ADB. So ADB install and the app name. So let's just wait for a few seconds and the app will be installed, and then we could check out the result as well. So the app is now installed. Let me now launch it and type in SU, and we should now get a Magisk prompt. So as you could see, we are now getting a Magisk request. Tap on grant, and with this, Magisk has given it the super user request. Likewise, if you go to the Magisk app and go to super user, you may see that Termux is enabled. So guys, with this, you have obtained root on your Android 15 phone. However, do keep in mind that while you have obtained root, the safety net test will now fail. Apart from safety net, more importantly, the play integrity test will fail on your phone. So you will also have to pass the play integrity test. For that, there are quite a few methods. So regarding this, you only have to pass the meet device integrity and the meet basic integrity. There is no need to pass the strong integrity. In other words, you will not be able to pass the strong integrity. This is because to pass the strong integrity, you require a log bootloader, which is currently not possible because our phone is rooted via Magisk. So in other words, you must simply ignore the third test, and your only course of action is to pass the first and second test. As of now, we might be failing all these three tests. That's not an issue. Our ultimate aim will be to pass the first and second test. Regarding this, there exist three methods. You could do so via the manual method, which is the most fail-safe approach, but most lengthiest and complicated as well. Apart from that, you may also use the pixel flasher tool method, which is quite easy, and then you may use a module as well. The module is the easiest of the three. It only requires flashing the module and a few other steps, but it comes with the maximum risk of being patched by Google because the module is open source and anyone could easily get hold of the fingerprint. So Google usually tends to find that fingerprint and patch it. So if you're using the module, then in that case, Google might patch it. So with that said, I have made a video on all these methods, the manual method, the pixel flasher and the module. You may refer to my guide or this video and pass this test using any of these three methods. As for the sake of reference, I will still show you one of these three methods. So as of now, let me show you how to do so using the module method. So for the module method, let me show you that. So let's opt for this method. The module method is the shorter and easiest of the three. So let's carry out this task. I am again repeating, the major drawback is the fact that Google tends to patch the fingerprint that this module has while the developer makes a new build of the same, but again Google tends to patch it. So although it's the easiest one, but it's the most riskiest one as well. So if you want to take a fail-safe approach, you may refer to my guide and the video and go for any of the other two methods, which is the pixel flasher or the manual method. Manual is the most safest method. Anyways, as of now, I'm using the module method. So for that, you will have to enable Zygisk on your phone on the Magisk. So as of now, you could see it's showing as no next to Zygisk. So tap on the settings icon and enable the toggle next to Zygisk. It will ask you to reboot your phone now. We will do so later on after flashing a module. Let's not do a reboot now. So once you have enabled Magisk, you will now have to hide the Magisk app. So tap on hide the Magisk app and then you will have to rename it to something else. So as of now, let's rename it to Droidwin. You could give it any name of your choice. Just don't rename it to SU, super user or root or something like that. So it will now hide the Magisk app and will take only a few seconds. It will now ask you if you want to add a shortcut to home screen. I don't want the shortcut, so I'm tapping on cancel. And with this, the app is now renamed, and as you could see, in my case, this is the new Magisk app with the new app icon. Let me launch it. So your next course of action is now to flash the module, plain integrated fixed module. Always make sure to flash the latest build. If you're using an older build, then it might lead to a few issues. Most importantly, the older build might have been patched by Google beforehand. So always make sure to use the latest build. At the time of recording is the version 15.8. So get hold of the build from here. It will be in a zip file. So let's download it, and once you have got it, you will have to transfer the build onto your phone as well. So let me do that, and just a minute. This is the latest plain integrity module. Let's transfer it onto our phone. If your phone is not visible here, then simply change the connection to file transfer. So this is here, and change it to file transfer and transfer the module onto your phone. Once you have done the transfer, launch the Magisk app, then go to modules, tap on install from storage, and now select the plain integrated fixed module and tap on OK. It will now be flashed. Once that is done, you will now tap on reboot, and upon a reboot, the plain integrated fixed module should be activated. Likewise, Magisk should be enabled as well. So with this, we have done two tasks at one go. We did not restarted our phone after enabling Magisk just to save some time. After enabling Magisk, we flashed the module and then we did a restart. So we have combined two tasks into one. So now that our phone is booting up, we could then proceed ahead with the next step. So once that is done, we will first verify if the module is working or not. So let me unlock my phone and now launch the Magisk app. Then you could see it's saying yes next to Magisk. Likewise, the module is now also enabled. So let's move ahead. So now you will have to enable the deny list on Magisk. So go to the Magisk homepage, then go to the settings menu, then tap on enforce deny list, and then go to configure deny list. Then tap on the overflow icon at the top right and check mark show system apps. And now you will have to hide the root from the following three apps as well as the fourth app if it's there on your phone. So let's do that. It's the Google Play service. So expand it and enable the toggle next to all the services. Next up is the Play Store. This is the Play Store. Enable the toggle next to all the services. After that, we have the services framework. So let me search that as well. And the last one is the Play Protect service. This app is only there on some phones. So if it's there on your phone, make sure to enable it. So it's there on the Pixel phones. It might not be there on other phones, not an issue. So make sure to enable the toggle next to all these three apps or the four apps. And once you have done, you will now have to enable the toggle next to the banking and payment app of your choice. So make sure to enable the toggle next to that app as well. Once that is done, you will now have to remove the data of all these apps. So let's now remove the data from these apps. For that, go to the settings menu, then go to then go to apps and go to see all apps. Tap on the overflow icon and check mark show system. And first off, let's remove the data of Play service. Go there, go to storage and cache, clear storage, clear all data, delete. Then go back, again go back, go to Play Store, storage and cache, clear storage, delete. Then it's the time for the Google Play Protect service. Go there, storage and cache. So there is no data to remove, so it's well and good. After that, we have the services framework as well. So select the service framework, storage and cache, clear storage, delete. Now remove the data from the banking and payment app of your choice. Once that is done, you will now have to do a restart of your phone. This restart is compulsory. So let's do a restart from the Magisk app itself. So our phone will now restart, and upon a restart, we should now pass the plain integrity test. I'll show you that as well. So upon a restart, we should now be passing the test. For checking out that, you could use an app known as Plain Integrity API Checker. You could download the app from Play Store and install it onto your phone. So this is the Plain Integrity app, which I will install onto my phone again using the ADB command. So let me rename it to Plain Integrity app pia.apk, and let me now install it. So ADB install pia.apk and hit enter, and it will now install the Plain Integrity API Checker app from Play Store, and you could then verify if the Plain Integrity test is passing or not. Okay, one more thing, you will have to be online to check out the test. So let me go online and then I will show you the. So I am now online, and let's now check out the result as well. So launch the Plain Integrity app and tap on check. As I've told you, we should be passing the first and second test. So let's now see. So as you could see, we are now passing the first and second test, and with this we are passing the Plain Integrity check. Again, I'm repeating, you will not pass the third test because for that you require a log bootloader, which is currently not possible. So we only need to pass the first and second test, which is we are doing currently. In case you are not passing this test and the first or the second or both the tests are failing, then in that case you may either opt for the pixel flasher method, or you may also use the manual method. And in the manual method, there are high chances of passing. Likewise, you may also use the pixel flasher method and get this job done. I have made a video on all these three methods. You may refer to this video. As of now, I have used the module method and I'm passing the test. So I may now use the banking and payment app of my choice on the rooted phone. As you could see, it's currently obtained root via Magisk. The latest build is there, and likewise, it's Android 15. Let me show you that as well. So if I go to about phone and Android version, you could see it's the latest Android 15 build. So guys, on that note, I round off video on how you could root your phone via Magisk boot or the init boot file. Likewise, I've shown you the steps to pass the Plain Integrity test. If you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section, and thanks a lot for watching.